Today the Church of England celebrates as the Feast of the Epiphany, and the Epiphany on January the 6th is celebrated as Christmas in the countries of Eastern Europe such as Russia and Greece, where the predominant church is the Orthodox Church. On that day they celebrate the day when the light of God was revealed, not just to the people of Judea, but to the whole world, ourselves included, to the whole world as exemplified by the wise men who followed a star from the east. The story that was told then seems strange. It seems strange to us now, but perhaps that is the point, the strangeness of it, that God's ways are not our ways. God's ways, as the prophet wrote in the past, are higher than our ways. Even for the religious leaders in Jerusalem, who lived, after all, with the hope that Messiah was come, the arrival of the wise men with their questions brought fear, not joy, not hope or expectation, but concern and fear. After all, Herod, their king, had just built them a beautiful new temple. What did they want with another king who would simply cause unrest and bloodshed as if they didn't have enough of that? Moreover, how was it possible that God had revealed to heathen Gentiles something of which they were not aware themselves? Note this, none of them went hurrying down to Bethlehem. And the point of this story is that the wisdom of the world, symbolized by those astrologers from the East, those seekers after truth, those people who believed that the stars determined how people's lives were directed and how God acted, those wise people from the East were drawn to the light of God, and they knelt in homage in the person of a little child with his mother. In him their longings, their hopes, and the hopes of the whole world are realized. But today, this story can seem no less strange to us, and for many reasons. I don't know if you've seen Whitley Chapel School's Nativity on the video, and it is quite a performance with some very amusing moments, not least when one of the characters asks the questions of the wise men. Why do these characters have to be gender specific? It's a new way of putting it. Well, I guess that's not a question which would have occurred to anybody in generations past. So what does this story have to say to us today? Well, January the 6th will be celebrated as Christmas with joy in the countries of the Orthodox Christians. Across the world, in every continent, every race and language, people are bowing in homage to Christ, the light of the world, and to the love of God which they recognize in the Son of Mary, who is the Son of God. And this story asks us to look again at the way in which we view the world. Now as then, the princes and leaders of this world have their own plans. Their ways are not God's ways. This past year has placed before us the most unexpected people in whom we have seen compassion, love and light. Very young and very old, some 100 years old and more, who have been signs to us of love, of light and of compassion. Young people like footballers whom we thought were only interested in money have been an example to all of us of compassion, of love and light. Most of those who've done so, people who seemed before this to lack all power or influence. The Lord is not following the ways of the world. The Bible reminds us he brings down the mighty and exalts the humble and the meek. So today, may we be joyful that his light shines in his world which is our world. May we offer him our lives and receive his love in gladness. A few days ago, with her family, we celebrated the life of a woman who had been married for 71 years, and to her husband, she is still his precious pearl. The lady's daughter spoke about how at her marriage, her mother had to give up her job as a bank clerk, and this was expected in 1949. But I know that for both of them, their marriage was not about what they had given up. It was not about giving up their independence, but they knew that in one another they had received the immeasurable, incalculable riches of the gift that each was to the other for those many, many years they granted to each other. How much more is the gift to us that the one God offers to us in Jesus his Son, a love without conditions, a life and a love without end. May we come and bow and embrace his love and offer him ourselves in the knowledge that God's love accepts us, receives us, builds us up, that in the light of the love of God, we are so much more than the sum of our parts. Thanks be to God.